3 important issues that you need to be aware of as you move forward with this SBA loan. The first one is hit or miss. It might affect you, it might not. But the third one is going to make you very nervous, as it should. So the first thing I want to talk about today is Hardship Accommodation Program, HAP, extension. If you have not yet requested an extension, you want to look at your approval letter for the date of the final payment of your hardship period and when the next full payment will commence. We are not accepting consulting clients, and we are not assisting with this process because we have our COVID-19 EIDL resource hub, which you can purchase for $675. Click on the link below. We've told you about this product before. We're about to do some serious updates to it, and the price is going to increase to $1,285 once we publish the updates. If you purchase it now at $675, you'll get free updates through December 31st. And this is why you want to know about applying for the hardship, because we have processed some extension requests in recent weeks. And I'm going to tell you right now, the SBA nightmare continues. We have one client that we got him approved for a hardship back in April. He was not at U.S. Treasury, just a regular client making his full payments, ran into a revenue issue. We put in his hardship request. He got approved. The SBA screwed up his payments. They never credited his payments correctly. In fact, they had him delinquent as recently as October. And this week, when he was contacted by the loan specialist, she said, well, you're delinquent. I cannot approve you for a hardship extension because you have to make a full payment and bring your loan current, even though the mistake was SBA's mistake. Does this sound familiar to you folks? Because it should, because all of you got to where you are today because of mistakes by the SBA, not your fault. You did not cause this problem. Well, it's happening again. We've seen other situations where extension requests go in, and I literally just got off the phone with a client in California who has managed his own hardship extension. He goes, yeah, I sent in the request and they said to me I have to wait until like the 35th day or the 30, as usual with SBA, there's all kinds of confusion about the information. So we're putting this into an update to our resource hub to give you step-by-step instructions, not only on how to request the extension, but also what to do if there's a problem when SBA comes back to you. It's our how-to guide. So I hope you'll take advantage of this offer. Purchase it now for $675 before we raise the price. And again, you'll get a free update as we update it through December 31st. So the second thing I want to tell you today is that I was interviewed by a reporter for NBC Universal. As you will see, he interviewed 3 of our clients, and he interviewed another consultant and quoted him in the article as well as myself. And you will see the stories of 3 other people, just like you, 3 of our clients who hired us. 2 of those clients hired us for U.S. Treasury. The third client is actually the client that I just told you about, where the hardship was approved and SBA screwed up recording his payments accurately. But there's something else in that article which should give each and every one of you some serious concern, and that's the third thing I want to talk to you about today. And I'm not sending this to you to scare the hell out of you, but you should be rightfully nervous and worried about the SBA. In the article, the SBA says that they took back these loans from U.S. Treasury, as they did for you, for 2 years. 2 years. What's going to happen to your loan after 2 years? My ongoing worry as a former lender, I know that when a loan is marked as default for non-payment, lenders flag that file for the life of the loan. That loan is always going to have a mark against it as being default or high risk for default. The SBA has already told Congress that they are seriously considering the idea of selling defaulted loans to private collection agencies. Some of you experienced that problem already. You got letters. We had one client who hired us because she got an email from a private collection agency. She'd never heard from SBA or Treasury. She heard from a private collection agency. We had another client in a restaurant in Los Angeles where she told me that it appeared on her credit report after the private collection agency put it there. You do not want to live through this nightmare again. That's where our resource hub comes in. We are out of the consulting business. And here's the thing. People come back to us all the time. Just yesterday, a client from our pandemic business, we got him approved for a COVID loan during the pandemic, and he appeared out of nowhere 3 years later in need of assistance with something. And we're not doing consulting. We've closed consulting. And we know that people think all the time, oh, Linda Ray and Trevor did a great job, but I'm not going to need them again. We get it. You thought this was a one and done. But we see too many cases of people who come back to us later for assistance. And I have to tell you, we're not here anymore for providing that assistance. I'm down to my final 18 or 19 clients, consulting clients that we're finishing up. We'll be done with all of them by January 31st. And Linda Ray and I are moving on to a whole new business that we're creating. But the EIDL Resource Hub is going to give you the guidebook. It's going to give you my special templates, SBA forms for every aspect of an interaction you may have with the SBA, plus access to a private playlist of instructional videos that we're creating that you can link right from the guidebook. You click on it, it takes you right to the video for illustration and further illumination on something I'm explaining in the guidebook. $675. Please ask yourself, what is that worth to you? Please take advantage of that, because I'll finish with this comment from the reporter from NBC who said to me on the phone last night, you know, Trevor, you were right. The first time I spoke to you, you gave me the names of a couple of other people who might be experts in this field. There's no one else out there, Trevor, who knows as much as you do. This is not Trevor telling you. This is from Louis Cam, the NBC reporter who interviewed me, who wrote the article that you can click on the link and read. And he did all of his due diligence. He said he reached out to all kinds of experts. And just yesterday, I did a phone call with a client. We made the rare exception for him to do a 1-hour phone call. And he said to me, you know, I feel like I hit the lottery that I found you, because I called half a dozen, 7 or 8 law firms for help with my change of ownership transaction with the SBA so I don't mess it up. And nobody could help me. And I'm so honored that I found you. Again, the words of someone on the phone just yesterday. And I'll leave you with this last comment. One of the very first people to hire us in January and February for the U.S. Treasury was a smart business owner from Chicago who deals with home health care service. And this woman, her business is tied down tight. She is so super organized. She had put her payments on auto pay and didn't get a letter from Treasury, didn't get a letter from SBA. She got an email from a private collection agency. She thought her payments were being made automatically for 9 months, unaware that she was in default. And she said to me on the phone the other day, because she consented to be interviewed by the reporter, and he didn't use her information, unfortunately, but she said to me, thank God I found you and Linda. I was trying to find a way to solve this problem on my own, and I couldn't, and I was so upset and so desperate. I'm not trying to beat my own chest here. Please make this small investment in yourself and in your business and protect your business and access the expertise that I have put into this resource hub to help you manage whatever you have to manage with the SBA. Change of address, change of ownership, selling assets, getting a loan from a bank and subordination, paying off the loan in full. You think that's easy? It's not. Read the article, because the client, the primary client, Freddie, in that article, he hired us in February. We got his loan back from Treasury. He's been trying to pay the SBA the loan in full since September of 2021. Yeah, that's a whole other nightmare. All of that information you need to weather the storm with the SBA is in the Resource Hub. Thanks for watching the video this far. And again, Linda Ray and I truly appreciate you having put your trust and your faith in our expertise. Wishing you all a very happy holiday and a happy new year.